Hello, I'm Claire Rawles, Bournemouth Symphony Orchestra's Communications Manager. We all hope that you've been enjoying the orchestra's live streamed performances, which have been recorded here at Lighthouse Pool on Dorset's south coast. Ordinarily, as a touring ensemble, the orchestra gives around 150 performances each year in 40 venues throughout the southwest and beyond. Of course, the COVID pandemic has meant that we've had to adjust the way in which we share our live music with you. And today we're going to give you a tour around the backstage area to show you how we've broadcast the BSO's live music to audiences around the globe. In order to protect our musicians, visiting artists and staff, we've made some huge adjustments backstage, and adapting the orchestra lounge into a pop-up digital studio has been just one of them. This space has been divided by heavy woolen curtains to host an audio and video production space as well as a presentation booth. Come with me and I'll show you around. I'm sure you'll be surprised to see how few people there are here managing the cameras on the night, and as impressed as I've been at the quality of shots that they've been capturing. Emilie, Alex and Richard are members of the orchestra's marketing team, and between them they manage the several cameras on the night. Emilie, who does what? Can you give us an overview of the roles to bring all of this together?
Yeah, so I mainly work with our full remote cameras and our mini mixer. I'm mainly working with storing shots, plotting shots and manoeuvring the shots on Wednesday evenings and planning the shots in when there is the best time for them to go live. Richard is score prompting for us, so he's following the scores as we go and giving us cues for really key moments of when things are about to start and when things are about to finish. We've got Alex over here doing our vision mixing, which is really at the final stages of our live stream. So he's managing our streaming software and our website, and he's also managing our vision mixer, which only has 4 final outputs, and he's managing everything that the audience sees and making sure that everything running smoothly.
Richard, obviously the key moments with solos in the works, you know, the fact that the cameras are on those key players at that vital moment doesn't just happen. There's a huge amount of preparation to ensure that we've got those shots at those moments. Tell us about what you're doing there with the scores.
Okay, so I've been with the orchestra about just over a year now, and before that I had a long career as a musician, which is why I've got no hair. The rest of it's great. So reading scores is quite second nature to me. So we're always prepping it like a conductor would. In this position, it's more of an overview to aid the other 2 positions. Emilie has to go into a lot of detail, and everything is sectioned. And essentially, once the live stream starts and everything's rolling, both these positions are very intense and sort of head down, almost sort of blinkered. And it's useful to have someone behind them to act as a sort of overview and just to time things and get a sense of the whole event really. And fortunately, because I'm quite happy reading scores, I've got a very enjoyable position here. So just going through and simply making sure we hit the agreed points.
Alex, I think something that viewers might find surprising is the fact that we've not got people standing behind each camera in the hall. The fact that you're all up here and the cameras are remote. How does that work? Can you tell us a little bit more?
So we've got an amazing bit of kit in the concert hall and up in the digital studio. We've got 4 great 360 Panasonic cameras, which capture a vast array amount of shots. And then we've got a couple of still cameras as well, which capture just any bits that we want to, like soloists or conductor shots, or we've got a GoPro which captures the whole wide orchestra. And they all kind of feed here to Emilie's point of view, and we have all the shots on our screens. We have lots of different shots up there, and then they go into this vision mixer where the final output goes out. So this is where we choose what shot on screen we want to select for our audience to see at home.
Brilliant. And on a concert night, typically how many shots have you guys worked through?
So out of the final aspect that the audience see at home, we actually work through around 400 to 500 shots to actually cover the whole orchestra, to cover individual players, soloists, conductors, wide shots, the vast array amount of shots that we have, and then it's just one final output at the very end of the stream.
Amazing. Thank you. Balancing the sound of a full symphony orchestra is no mean feat, which is why we enlisted the expert services of Mr. Chris Caton here, who is a South Coast based professional sound engineer who's well used to working with the orchestra, aren't you, Chris?
Yes, I've been working for the orchestra for many years, and it's a fantastic organisation.
And you're in Merrick Park with us every year.
Yeah, it's annual date in my diary.
Chris, on an average concert, just how many mics are you balancing here on this sound desk? Tell us, how does it work?
So, without being too dull and technical about these things, so we have 4 main locations for microphones in the concert hall. There's a pair of really nice stereo microphones that the orchestra purchased just for this project, which is amazing. Behind the conductor, we have a pair over the woodwind, and then we have a pair capturing the hall sound at the back of the hall. And then we augment that with up to 30 channels of other microphones dotted throughout the audience to give us spot mics to provide image and depth to the stereo image. And it's been fantastic. The feedback we've had about people watching the live stream and the quality of the sound has been really lovely to have. So.
And they all feed here into this sound desk.
So how that works is we have what we call preamp racks located in the concert hall itself, which you're in the studio here, and we're about 200 metres away. We're in the orchestra lounge behind the concert hall, and we have some of those located in the roof for the roof microphones, and then some of those located on the side of stage, so the microphones come into the digital domain as quickly as we possibly can with the shortest cable runs, and once it stays in the digital domain, it stays all the way through right up to people's TVs, iPads and phones at the other end. So all of those mics then feed into this console here, and as you can see as we go through, we can do up to 72 channels within this console. I mix and balance the sounds from here. It goes through a little bit of processing, and we also record all of the concerts as well, which is useful for all sorts of other media that the orchestra might want to put out, or the conductor's coming to have a listen. Dougie, the CEO, regularly comes and has a listen in the studio as well at the producer's chair. But once that's all mixed together, it gets fed over to my colleagues in video, combined with the video source and output on the live stream.
It's amazing, isn't it? You think at the speed at which this has all got to happen for the performance to be live streamed, not
that's the great thing about this project. It is really live.
Yeah.
It's not pre-recorded. It's not edited at all. It's actually live. In fact, the audience at home are within about 20 seconds of the real thing happening here in Poole.
Another important mic feeding into Chris's audio desk is that of the presenter, and we've been really lucky so far to have been joined by some of our favourite musical friends, including BBC Radio 3's Martin Handley and Sarah Walker, and Classic FM's Catherine Bott, as well as the host of BSO Coffee Club, Nigel Gaylor. The presenter sits here where they can see everything on the screen, just as you can at home, and they're speaking to you through this microphone here. Earlier in rehearsals, when the interviews are pre-recorded, they happen in this space too. And on the concert night, everything flows from the presenter's script, which ensures that things run like clockwork for you, the viewers at home. The producer sits in this space, ensuring that side of stage entries are cued and the presenter's mic is open and closed, just to make sure everything runs without too much delay. As well as live streaming symphonic performances during this period, the orchestra has also recorded material for use in reaching all ages through its outreach work. Ali here is a member of BSO Participate, and she's been trained in editing video content during the last year for this very purpose. So Ali, we know how much people have valued creative pursuits during the last year. How important has this been?
It's been just so great to see how much it's just uplifting people at home. Whether they're stuck at home, it's something that they can do as a family, that they can still engage with their friends and family, even if they can't see them face to face in person. So yeah, it's been really great just to see, and I hope it uplifts me, so I'm hoping it uplifts everybody else as well.
And you've been working on some exciting projects, haven't you? Editing BSO Voices content.
Yeah, so I edited some of the BSO Voices content that hopefully some of you might have seen on social media, and now we're working on some of our Participate projects that are really exciting. It's going to be for all ages. We've got a whole range of things, and we did 2 filming days last year, at the end of last year, so we're just getting ready to put all those together and hopefully get them out as soon as we can.
Brilliant. Okay, so watch this space for more.
Exactly.
obvious thing to point out is the fact that we've got this huge stage extension. If I took a couple of steps back, I'd be standing where the audience are ordinarily seated.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's huge. It's 25 metres by 4, and your guys were involved in the building of this.
Yeah, so we commissioned some custom pieces for the triangle sections that had to go in there with the shape of the original concert hall stage. So you can see the original line of the concert hall stage, and then this is built with stage decking, and then we had a scenic artist come and put these panels on top, and I think he's done a fantastic job of matching it in so that on camera it looks pretty much like one stage.
Yeah, it's amazing, and it actually makes it quite a difference to the acoustic as well, all this extra wood in
yeah, and with distancing the players as well, it's a different experience.
Yeah, got to get used to. And then just looking around in the concert hall, a lot of other things have changed as well, haven't they?
Yeah, so we spent 3 days here with quite a big team installing all of this. We had to install additional lighting that you can see up in the air, another truss went in at the front with additional lighting for the front section, some more lighting overhead, and then some lighting around the back of the hall as well, just to give a bit of camera depth to the whole thing. The microphone positions that we talked about earlier, there's one right at the back of the hall there, then the conductor's pair there, and then a pair over the woodwind. And on a normal week, we'd then come and install all the additional microphones on stage.
Well, we really hope you've enjoyed this trip behind the scenes here at Bournemouth Symphony Orchestra today, and that it adds to your enjoyment of the live stream broadcasts. For all the details of what's coming up, see bsolive.com. See you soon.